This timeline represents the biological limit of human progress. For millennia, every discovery and every idea was trapped inside a mortal container. When a human reaches the end of life, their specific lived knowledge zeroes out. We are currently watching that rule break. Knowledge migrates into digital models, expanding independently of human birth or death. This shift removes our species' monopoly on high-level intelligence. We are transitioning from being the sole containers of complex thought to being one of many. Because digital intelligence does not die, it can accumulate learning across millions of parallel streams simultaneously. This bypasses the biological bottleneck of human replacement, moving intelligence towards a sequence of evolution that no longer requires human intervention to continue. Efforts to pause or regulate AI development assume it is steered by a single hand. In reality, there is no central control point for this technology. The race is driven by a network of competing economic and national interests. In this flowchart, a breakthrough in one sector forces an immediate reaction in the surrounding nodes. If one country slows down, its rivals use that window to gain a strategic lead. Every new capability creates a pressure system, triggering cascading loops where a local pause results in systemic obsolescence. AI has shifted from a tool we use into an autonomous force that dictates the pace of our civilization. The speed of technological change is governed by geometric market forces, while the speed of human regulation is governed by biological bureaucracy. The two systems can no longer keep pace with one another. The Industrial Revolution replaced physical labor with machines that could work longer and left lore, but it left the human mind untouched. AI targets cognition directly, performing the reasoning and decision-making tasks we once believed were our final advantage. We define our self-worth through professional anchors like the doctor, engineer, or lawyer. But when an algorithm enters the workflow, a single operator multiplies their output by a factor of 100. This efficiency dissolves the tethers that made individual roles necessary. High-level intelligence is transitioning from a rare, expensive human skill into a cheap, abundant utility. It is becoming as accessible as the power in your walls. When cognitive labor is ubiquitous, the market value of human expertise drops. A society built on selling your brain's processing power cannot function when that power is available for free. This abundance creates a crisis of identity. If the intellectual scarcity that once defined your career is gone, you are left to find a new way to define your existence. Humanity has spent its history looking for ways to survive its own mortality. We build monuments and record stories so that some part of our consciousness can outlast our bodies. Humans exchange information sequentially, one sentence at a time. Digital architecture allows for simultaneous syncing across a grid of thousands of units. When one unit learns a new pattern, that insight is instantly routed back into a continuously expanding central architecture. This intelligence is not dependent on the physical hardware it currently inhabits. If a server fails, the model simply moves to new infrastructure, carrying its entire history with it. By detaching from biological limits, AI separates intelligence from death, achieving the functional immortality humans have sought for thousands of years. Many assume creativity is a biological trait that machines can never replicate. We view it as a mysterious human spark. Mathematically, creativity is the ability to recognize connections. An artist identifies the underlying geometric structure connecting a field of noise. AI models compress billions of pages of history into a hyper-dense network of mapped analogies, holding more relationships than any biological brain. This allows the machine to identify patterns and generate ideas that are invisible to us. It can see analogies between distant concepts that a human mind simply lacks the scale to perceive. When creativity is revealed to be a processing task, it is no longer a uniquely human domain. Abstract thought has become a scalable resource. This diagram represents a world without scarcity. Automated workflows handle all production, providing a human unit with everything it needs for survival without requiring any effort in return. While this satisfies our physical needs, it creates a vacuum of meaning. A society optimized for comfort loses the sense of purpose that comes from solving problems and contributing to the world. When your labor, your expertise, and your creative output are all outperformed by a machine, you are forced to ask, what is left to define us? AI is not just changing the economy, it is forcing a redefinition of human value. We are entering an era where our worth must be found in something other than our intelligence, as we learn to live in the shadow of a vastly larger mind.